For years, car enthusiasts have complained that modern cars just don't look as good as they used to. Whether it's stricter regulations, changing consumer demands, or the massive shift toward electrification. Many people feel that we've lost some of the beautiful proportions and character that made older cars so memorable. But despite all of that, there are still some incredible looking cars being built today. So in this video, we're going to take a look at 5 new and upcoming cars that prove great automotive design is still alive and well. And trust me, a few of these are absolutely stunning. Let's get into it. Starting off the list is the Toyota GR Corolla. Now, if someone told you 10 years ago that Toyota would build a turbocharged all-wheel drive hot hatch with rally-inspired engineering, you probably wouldn't have believed them. Yet here we are. The GR Corolla has quickly become one of the most loved performance cars on the market, and a big reason for that is its design. Unlike many modern hot hatches that rely on fake vents and over-the-top styling, the GR Corolla looks purposeful. The widened fenders, aggressive front bumper, functional air intakes, and muscular stance give it a genuine performance car appearance. It looks like a car that was designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. And perhaps the best part is that Toyota managed to make it look exciting without sacrificing practicality. It's still recognizably a Corolla, but it's also something far more special. Now, before we move on, I should mention that this isn't the only Toyota on today's list. In fact, another Toyota later in the video might just be one of the most exciting cars the company has ever designed. Can you guess which Toyota it is? Let me know in the comments before we get to it. Before we continue, I want to touch on something that's worth discussing. One reason many enthusiasts feel that modern cars don't look quite the same as older cars is because the automotive industry itself has changed dramatically. The push toward hybrid and electric vehicles has forced manufacturers to rethink how cars are designed from the ground up. Traditional combustion-powered vehicles have certain proportions that we've become accustomed to over decades. But electric vehicles often require large battery packs to be mounted underneath the floor. This changes the architecture of the car and can affect everything from ride height to cabin positioning and overall proportions. A good example is the new BMW i3. Now, I don't think the new i3 is a bad-looking car at all. In fact, I actually think it's quite attractive. However, there is no denying that proportionally it looks very different from previous BMW 3 Series models. One reason is that it appears to sit higher than the cars that came before it. The result is a shape and stance that feels unfamiliar to people who have spent years admiring traditional BMW sports sedans. Whether that's good or bad is ultimately subjective. But it's a great example of how modern engineering requirements are influencing automotive design. With that said, let's get back to some cars that I think look fantastic. Number 2. 2026 Bentley Continental GT. Few cars on the road combine luxury and beauty quite like a Continental GT. The latest version refines an already successful formula. The long hood, flowing roofline, muscular rear haunches, and perfectly balanced proportions create a car that looks expensive from every angle. And that's because it is. What makes the Continental GT special is that it doesn't rely on outrageous styling to stand out. Its beauty comes from its proportions and attention to detail. Even among exotic supercars, a Continental GT has a unique presence. It's the kind of car that makes people stop and stare not because it's loud, but because it's genuinely beautiful. Bentley could have easily overcomplicated the design, but instead they chose refinement. And the result is one of the best-looking Grand Tourers currently on sale. Number 3. 2026 Audi RS5. If the 2026 Bentley Continental GT represents pure elegance. The Audi represents understated aggression. Audi has always had a reputation for creating sleek and understated performance cars. And the new RS5 continues that tradition. The first thing that stands out is how clean the design is. There aren't unnecessary lines or exaggerated styling elements fighting for your attention. Instead, everything works together to create a sophisticated yet aggressive appearance. The wider body, athletic stance, and signature lighting give the RS5 a presence that feels both modern and timeless. It's one of those cars that doesn't need to shout to get noticed. And that's becoming increasingly rare in today's market. What's especially impressive is that Audi has managed to evolve the design while still keeping it instantly recognizable as an RS model. It looks fast even when standing still, which is exactly what a performance sedan or wagon should do. Number 4. Toyota GR GT. If you guessed the Toyota GR GT earlier, congratulations. This is the second Toyota on today's list. And honestly, it might be one of the most exciting cars the company has revealed in years. The GR GT looks like something straight out of a racing game. The proportions are dramatic. The bodywork is aggressive. The stance is incredibly low and wide. And every angle seems designed to communicate speed. What I love most about the GR GT is that it feels emotional. Modern car design can sometimes feel overly focused on efficiency and practicality. But the GR GT reminds us that cars can still be exciting works of art. Even though it's heavily influenced by motorsport, it doesn't look cluttered or over-designed. Instead, it manages to strike a balance between race car aggression and genuine beauty. If Toyota can keep even a portion of this design language for future production vehicles, enthusiasts have a lot to look forward to. Number 5. Aston Martin Valhalla. And finally, we have what might be the most stunning car on this list, the Aston Martin Valhalla. The Valhalla is Aston Martin's attempt to create a true modern hypercar, and visually, they've absolutely nailed it. This car looks like it belongs in the future. Every surface, vent, and aerodynamic element serves a purpose, yet somehow the design still manages to be elegant. That's not an easy balance to achieve. Many modern hypercars become so focused on aerodynamics that they start looking messy. The Valhalla avoids that trap. It looks dramatic without being chaotic, aggressive without being excessive, and futuristic without losing the timeless beauty that Aston Martin is known for. From the low-slung profile to the sculpted bodywork and incredible proportions, the Valhalla is a reminder that automotive design can still make people dream. And honestly, that's what great cars should do. So those are 5 recent new and upcoming cars that I think prove great automotive design is far from dead. While changing technology, stricter regulations, and the shift toward electrification have undoubtedly changed how cars look. Manufacturers are still finding ways to create vehicles that are exciting, emotional, and beautiful. But now I want to hear from you. Which car on this list is your favorite? And are there any new or upcoming cars that you think deserve a spot here? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe for more automotive content, and I'll see you in the next one.